The Cape Cod Commercial Fishermen's Alliance is a nonprofit. We started in 1991, and the idea was that fishermen were concerned about their livelihoods and fish depletions, and they didn't feel like they had a voice at the regulatory table. So the Fishermen's Alliance started to give fishermen an opportunity to have a voice both at the local, state, and federal level. And we spent a lot of time advocating for habitat protections and sound policy decisions, and we also championed for a seat at the New England Fishery Management Council. So for the last 30 years, we've been working to really advocate and to lift up small boat community-based fishermen here on Cape Cod. So the main mission is to join community members, scientists, and fishermen together so that we can promote sustainable fishing practices and healthy, vibrant fishing communities. And so we really support a healthy marine environment. We want to make sure that the regulations match the science and that will allow young men and women to continue for generations to come. We also believe in cooperative research, so engaging fishermen with scientists in our region so that we can have a better understanding of our ocean environment. And we're really proud to work with community members and to do economic development programs such as training the next generation of young men and women, or also helping feed insecure people on the Cape through regional food banks. Some of the programs I'm really passionate about is our Small Boats, Big Science. So that allows scientists from our region to come and speak to community members about the latest and greatest advancements in science and how they work with the fishing industry to understand our changing climate and our environment. So that allows community members to ask scientists what's going on, but also allows fishermen in the room to have a better understanding of the ocean environment that they're fishing in. We also have Meet the Fleet, which I love. It allows a local chef and a fisherman to talk about a particular species. So the fisherman will give a day in the life of what they went after, how the gear type works to harvest a particular species, and then the chef will prepare a delicious sample for the community members to try. And so it allows them to ask the chef how they prepare something, what type of ingredients, so that they can feel confident at home to buy local and then feed their families local species. We have such diversity of seafood here on the Cape, and so encouraging community members to try a new species that they might not have had before is a helpful way of supporting local fishermen as species continue to move into our waters. We also have a fishermen's training program. So that is something that we advocated for many years in DC through the Young Fishermen's Development Act. So that provides free training to young men and women to get into the fishing industry. And we have worked last year with the Brazilian community. We've also worked with high school students. We've offered kind of advanced training such as welding, but it's an opportunity to get more young men and women or new entrants into the fishery and to show that it's a viable way of life. I think fishing supports both part-time and full-time workers here on the Cape, and so finding ways to bolster that is really important here. Another program we have is our Small Boats, Big Taste program. And so that started in 2020 when there was food insecurity challenges exacerbated by the pandemic. And so our goal was to help feed people in need through local regional food banks, but also allow fishermen to continue staying on the water. So our first was our haddock chowder, which was a great success. And then ultimately we moved on to a Provençal fish stew, which is made with local winter skate. And that's a tomato-based, dairy-free stew. It's delicious. And then we have a clam chowder. And so the purpose was really that if you were at a hotel and you needed to feed your family and all you had was a hot plate or a microwave, you were able to feed your family a nutritious, delicious meal. And so we worked closely with the Greater Boston Food Bank, with Capabilities and other local regional food banks here on Cape Cod to make sure that we were helping feed people who needed it. And that's something that we're really passionate about. At the core of the Cape Cod Commercial Fishermen's Alliance is our healthy marine environment. We think it's really important to have healthy, vibrant fishing communities, but also a healthy ocean ecosystem. And some of that is in terms of sensible fisheries regulations and policies, such as habitat protection. We're very passionate about Atlantic herring, which is a forage species that's a critical link in our food system. We also believe that promoting working waterfronts and giving access to fishermen to be able to have a successful business will ensure that young men and women want to get into the industry and see a viable future. Something that I'm most proud of at the Fishermen's Alliance is making sure that fishermen's voices are heard. Fishermen, especially small boat community-based fishermen on Cape Cod, are like farmers where they have to choose to go fishing on good weather days. And it often means that they are having to compete with large corporations who can send lawyers on their behalf. And so my role is really making sure that fishermen feel confident that when they're going fishing, they are able to feel that someone has their back at that regulatory table. So to get involved with the Fishermen's Alliance, you can visit our website at capecodfishermen.org. We definitely encourage folks to email us directly if they'd like to volunteer. We're always looking for volunteers. We do have a peer host program where we have people that educate the public about commercial fishing at the Chatham Fish Pier, and that might be another way for someone who wants to just learn more about the commercial fishing industry. Commercial fishing is an important part of our blue economy here on Cape Cod, and if people do not know, we have 15 towns on Cape Cod, and each of those towns has a vibrant working waterfront and commercial fishing industry. I think oftentimes people may not realize that many fishermen are from multi-generational families. Their grandparents have done this, and they want to continue to pass on that tradition to future generations. This industry is strong both historically but also currently, and it's an opportunity for young men and women or people who are interested in the industry to be involved. We are excited at the Fishermen's Alliance because we are ensuring that there is a future for commercial fishermen so that they can feel confident in their business planning and be able to successfully harvest and provide local delicious seafood to their community members. I think many fishermen take a lot of pride in that, and that's something that we are always supportive here at Cape Cod Commercial Fishermen's Alliance.